guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video. And David Lynch is reporting today that Liverpool have had a 30 million euro offer, verbal offer for Andre, the brilliant Brazilian defensive midfielder playing for Fluminense in the Brazilian league. And they tabled a 30 million euro offer, Liverpool, for this player, but apparently they rejected it and they are referring to Andre's release clause, which is 40 million euros. And let me know, guys, because every day we are being linked with a different defensive midfielder. One day it's Cheikh Doucouré, another day it's Ryan Gravenberch, today it's Andre from Fluminense. If you were in charge of Liverpool and Liverpool have money to sign any of these three players, which player would you pick? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, if you enjoyed these videos, let's get this video to 500 likes and subscribe if you are new around here so you never miss the latest updates around Liverpool's transfer stories. So according to reports from Brazil, Liverpool have been big admirers of the 22-year-old Andre, a defensive midfielder who is a huge talent, probably the best defensive midfielder coming out of Brazil of the last like 4 or 5 years. And of course, Fluminense are still in the Copa de Libertadores. They haven't won this competition yet, which is the most prestigious South American club competition. It's like the equivalent of the Champions League in South America, and they are into the quarterfinals after knocking out Argentinian side Argentinos Juniors in the last 16. And Fluminense only want to sell Andre for 40 million euros. What Liverpool could do is sign him on a pre-contract agreement and let him stay in Brazil until January, and we could get him for a cheaper price. But if Liverpool really want to challenge Man City for the title, I think we should pay the 40 million euros, which is still only like 35 million pounds. It's not a ridiculous amount of money. I mean, players like Sangare or Kefren Thuram or Manu Kone, they are easily going to cost you that amount, or maybe even more in the case of Thuram or Kone. And Andre is a brilliant talent with a range of passing and also the physicality, the dynamism, the athleticism, the intensity required to play in this Jurgen Klopp team. And I think Endo needs help in there. So if we could sign Andre alongside Endo in this transfer window, that would be just an absolute perfect transfer window. Add a left-sided centre-back on top of that, and Liverpool are ready to challenge Man City for the title. Honestly, a signing of this caliber, a defensive midfielder, could be the difference between Liverpool just finishing in the top 4 and challenging for the title. That's how big this signing could be. And David Lynch is reporting that Fluminense looked set to stand firm on their desire to keep the midfielder until January at least, because as I said, this is Fluminense's biggest chance in decades to win the Copa Libertadores. They are one of the favorites, one of the strongest teams left in the competition. I think River Plate, the Argentinian league champions, have been knocked out already. So there are not many like really traditionally huge teams left in the Copa Libertadores. Sorry, Boca Juniors is still in the competition, and Fluminense will play Olimpia. And a Brazilian outlet reports that Fluminense wants Andre to feature in both legs of their Copa Libertadores quarterfinal against Paraguay's Olimpia, which will take place on August the 24th and the 31st. And if Fluminense go through, then they could even want Andre to stay. But what if we let them play Andre in both of these games, and then on August the 31st, before transfer deadline day, we sign Andre, or at least we tell them let's agree a contract right now, and then you can let Andre join after he played the second leg. Of course, that's a big risk, because what if Andre gets a long-term injury in that game? And it's pretty crazy that they turned down a 30 million euro offer for Andre. They know that they have a brilliant player on their hands, because Fluminense's previous transfer record was 17 million euros by Gerson's move to AS Roma in 2015. That's the last like really big player that they sold, and it just shows what a big talent Andre is, that even almost double of their transfer record, they already dismissed the verbal offer even before Liverpool sent a written confirmation of that offer. Liverpool now have two choices according to David Lynch: wait until the January transfer window opens, or pay the 40 million euro release clause, which as I said is 34 million pounds, which is, yes, it's a considerable amount of money, but the way that the Premier League is going, Caicedo for 115 million, Lavia for 60 million. Andre is definitely like more experienced than Lavia, is probably already a better player than Lavia, and he costs almost half as much of his release clause. But you know, FSG, they like to save as much money as possible, and I mean that's a good strategy in the long run, but short term now Liverpool need another midfielder in. And I'm actually encouraged by Liverpool trying for Czech Doucouré, for Ryan Gravenberch, for Andre. It's actually very encouraging that Liverpool are actively working to sign a midfielder in this transfer window. Hopefully we can get one over the line. We still have 10 days left. And even though Andre is only 22 years old, he already played 140 games for Fluminense since emerging from the club's youth academy in 2020. So he played already 3 years for Fluminense. His progress was recognized with a Brazilian national team call-up, and he already played for Brazil's national team in a 4-2 win, 4-2 loss to Senegal, sorry. But that's the thing, if we really want Andre and if we think he is the future in Liverpool's midfield, we should just pay his release clause. 40 million euros, 34 million. Liverpool can more than afford it. We already spent more than 100 million, but our net spend is only around 55-60 million pounds. So if we sign Andre for 34 million plus a left-sided centre-back, that would conclude an absolutely brilliant transfer window, and we could still be within our financial budget, because FSG showed that we have money if we want to spend it. If we see a player that is worth spending money on, then we are not shy of bidding big, as evidenced by the 111 million pound bid for Moises Caicedo. We still have 100 million pounds, almost 100 million pounds left in our transfer budget. So 34 million for Andre, another 35-40 million for a left-sided centre-back, and that's it. Liverpool have completed an almost perfect transfer window. Emmanuel Lewis also gave an interview to Redman TV where he actually said that Andre agreed personal terms already with Liverpool. That's done. So Liverpool have already sorted part of the process to sign Andre from Fluminense. But remember, we already agreed personal terms with Lavia weeks before we have agreed a transfer fee. We don't want to drag this out long as well, because what if another Premier League club comes in like Chelsea and they bid his release clause, and then Andre would go to Chelsea? That would be an absolute nightmare scenario for Liverpool, just like it was a nightmare scenario that Chelsea signed both Caicedo and Lavia in a matter of 2 or 3 days. You really need to sort this deal out. We are also, I think us Liverpool fans are also fine with Andre coming in the January transfer window, but we need to sign a pre-contract agreement and a pre-transfer. We need to sign him right now, and then we just let him stay at Fluminense until January. We just need to get this deal done, because Andre is such a talented player. I don't want another Premier League club coming in and stealing him from Liverpool under Liverpool's noses, just like what Chelsea did with Caicedo and Lavia. You also have to be aware of the fact that the Brazilian season starts in like January or February and ends in December. So he would have played a full season before coming to Liverpool. So he would need a month off and then a pre-season. So he could be available to play for Liverpool in the middle of January. That would be fine as well. And of course, Andre's signing would be more towards next season, but he could certainly help Liverpool in the second part of this season as well. Liverpool have to weigh up their options. What is it worth more? A 10 million pounds or getting Andre 6 months early? I think with Liverpool having such a few numbers in midfield, I mean Bajcetic and Thiago coming back from long-term injuries, Curtis Jones is injured right now, Endo is coming in, but he's only fit defensive midfielder right now. So we are very short in numbers. If Endo gets injured and we have McAllister still suspended for 3 games, we have very few options to play that defensive midfield role. So Liverpool need to sign another player, and I think if I was Liverpool, I would sign Andre right now and just eat that 10 million pound additional cost, because if Liverpool lose some crucial points in the first part of the season, that could certainly mean more than missing out on 10 million. It could be the difference between Liverpool winning the title or finishing in 3rd or 4th place. That could be the difference between Liverpool finishing 3rd or 4th and finishing outside of the Champions League. And you know, if Liverpool miss out on the Champions League again, that would be absolutely catastrophic. Liverpool cannot afford to do that. And I also admire Fluminense's ambition. They seriously think that they have a great chance of winning the Copa Libertadores. Also, they are not facing any of the really big sides. They are facing Paraguay's Olimpia, which is not a powerhouse club in South American football. And it shows Fluminense's hope is so great that they turned down a club record 30 million euro transfer fee for probably their best player. Andre was also named the best young player of the 2021 Brazilian League, the best midfielder of the 2022 Brazilian League. Andre's value has increased even further due to his recent call-ups to the Brazil national team. Also last week he was called up for Brazil's World Cup qualifiers against Bolivia and Peru in September. And Fluminense have a history of selling their best player during a Copa Libertadores campaign and then getting knocked out. They sold Luis Enrique to Betis, who by the way became a great player for Betis. Betis is the Spanish club that I love the most, and he has been great there. But basically Fluminense sold Luis Enrique to Betis for less than half of his value during a playoff tie against Olimpia, the Paraguay champions, last year. And then Fluminense got eliminated, and that was a really big disappointment for Fluminense fans. So I think they got burned once, they don't want to get burned again. Liverpool of course have an outside chance where, in a scenario where Fluminense get knocked out by Olimpia, and then we will have still a few hours left until transfer deadline day, and then Liverpool can scramble to sign Andre for maybe a little bit less than his release clause. But I really want Fluminense to win the Copa Libertadores with Andre. That would be the best case scenario, and then he comes over in January. But we need to sort this transfer out right now so other English clubs don't steal him. Also, Sky Sports is reporting that Bayern Munich are no longer ruling out the departure of Ryan Gravenberch this summer, with Manchester United and Liverpool both interested in the midfielder. And I'm not sure how seriously Man United are interested in Gravenberch, but maybe all they are doing is they are just driving up his price. But I think for 30-35 million, Gravenberch also would be a great option. As long as I'm happy as long as we sign a midfielder who can play defensive midfield and box-to-box midfield as well. To me, to be honest, I see more potential in Andre, but also it's very hard to judge Gravenberch on his season at Bayern, where he only started 6 games and he hasn't played at all this season yet. The Ryan Gravenberch of Ajax was a huge talent, and he's also a big muscular guy. And if we sign either Andre or Gravenberch plus a left-sided centre-back, now that's when I will be satisfied, and that's when I will be happy with Liverpool's transfer business. So let me know what do you think in the comments below, and thanks for watching guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.